Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna, all dear friends, how are you? So, here we start another English practice video. So, the news is that I have got throat infection and there is also pain in my throat and accompanied with lot of lethargy in my body. Although I am not suffering from fever, but the throat has problem, and also there is somewhat congestion in the chest also. Not very serious though, but yes, it is sufficient to cause me discomfort, and I don't really feel 100% energy, physical energy of course, and it has also the impact on other aspects too. And because of this I have not been able to continue with my fitness things that I was doing. Not very extensive ones, but my small efforts. But all those small efforts have also come to halt because I don't really feel I don't really feel good enough to do those somewhat workouts, because if your body is already suffering from some infection, or if your body is somewhat feverish, and even though you do not have any significant fever, but still if you feel like body ache and everything, and then you do physical training, then it could actually aggravate your illness. So with my experience, I do not know what experts have to say about this, but as per my past experience, I think if you are not feeling well, then you should do rest, and you should do rest and should not really strain yourself too much physically or mentally, because it takes a toll on your health and in fact makes the condition worse for you to recover. So this was about how am I feeling, and I do not know if because of this throat infection there is some change in my voice quality. So I do not know. I could only know only after if I hear the recording. So one thing that I wanted to discuss today was that how do you deal the negative people in your life? Because even though you are a nice person, even though you conduct yourself with all the right ways and you carry yourself with the right conduct and you take care of all the etiquettes and civic things, but still you come across people who are just, what to say, I'm not do not want to use the abusive words, but this too bad. uh, and these are the negative people, and the negative people can be of two types, broadly categorizing them. Some negative people could be present in your life like every day. This negative person could be from your own family, from your relatives, or someone at your workplace. So this is a more serious situation, because now you cannot avoid the person, because the person is right there in your environment, on your daily environment, and this person is so determined to throw the negativity towards you. So this is one case which is very serious one actually. And another case is that you just come across negative people in your daily routine, like on road or any public place or whatever, some very abusive person or whatever. So how to deal with it? Do you really need to confront with this kind of person, or you need to ignore it? Well, there cannot be some fixed answer. So let us suppose take the second case. So here you meet a negative person, a very bad or uncultured, or a person who is just so much interested in fights for no reason, and you come across such a person. Suppose you are traveling in a bus or a train or at some public place, or you have been in market or wherever, so what should you do when you meet such a negative person? Should you fight, should you confront, or you should ignore and just move? Well, different people have different opinions. So sorry that I cannot really give one answer, because depends on your mood, depends on your situation at that time, because you would not want to be in trouble also, even though you are right. But you need to weigh the situation. For example, I think one of the wise thing is that if that thing can be avoided, the wise people, the people who achieve high in life or who have done significant work, what they suggest. I'm not suggesting. One of my idol, IG Navneet Sekera, who is in Uttar Pradesh Police, I was watching one of his interviews. So he told me something, that if somebody blocks his way, so if somebody comes in his way, he does not actually start fighting him or her. He takes another route, because he does not want to waste his energy in fighting, because his destination is somewhere else. So if somebody blocks his way, he just takes another path and move. And at the very last situation, when somebody has surrounded him from everywhere and there is no way out, then he says, then he would want to raise his height to cross over that person. So it was said metaphorically, but yes, and I really find this thing very meaningful, that if you can avoid these negative people, then you should avoid it, and you should not take it to your ego every time. Of course, there could be exceptional cases, but in case if such a negativity can be avoided by you, and then you should avoid it, because you have things to do in your life. You are not out there, you went out to some place or market. See, it's not your actually what to say motive in life, that you just go out and start fighting people just because you found someone negative. Of course, if somebody is being so unlawful, then it becomes a duty also, that to report them, or as a responsible citizen, it becomes a duty also, that you need to really take care of that person, that should be punished. But we know that what kind of law system we have, what kind of law and order we have, to what extent things could be possible. So you really need to be very thoughtful about it, that you actually, to be honest, I want to say that you actually need to think about yourself, rather than all these duties and all, because the kind of world and society we are living in here, nobody cares nobody. So you better care yourself, and so you just try to weigh the situation, whether indulging in a fight or confrontation, is it really worth, or you can just move from that place and just be at the path that you are going to be. Because of course, if you are outside your house, home, or whatever you are doing, you have got some objective. You went out of your house not to involve in some fight. You went out because you have some work or you have to do something. So it would be better that you avoid such situations, even though you are the right person, and just you make sure that you do not cause any harm to yourself and deal with the situation. So that would be one of the, I think, wise way to deal with these things. Now the first case, which was serious one, when you have a negative person in your family, amongst your relatives, or at your workplace. Now what you have to do, because now these people cannot be avoided and you have to deal with them. Well, I would say that again, you have some objectives in life, you have some goals in life, and those are long term goals, and then you need to weigh it, that this person who is being negative to you and who is throwing all kinds of negativity towards you, now how much problem, or what is the weight of problem that this person is creating in your path, or how much obstacle or obstruction this person is creating for you in order to achieve your goal. So so if that is something very serious, then you really need to think. Now you need to find way to remove this person from your surrounding, or you should find a way to remove yourself or to move yourself from this surrounding, because now the situation needs an action. Because if you are being continuously harmed by this person, either physically or mentally or emotionally, psychologically, such kind of harms are actually very serious, and they really make damage and loss to your life and your life goals. So you really need to think you really need to fix this problem. You need to think of ways of how to fix it. You see, I have really heard of stories where people have told that they have some very negative family member. Right now we have dogs barking in the street, so anyways we have to listen that in the background. So I have listened about interviews where people told that they have very abusive family members. So ultimately the solution was that they just left the family. you know you have to really judge it, if how much negativity the person is carrying. So same would be applicable if you have some negative person at your workplace. You really need to make sure how you have to fix that person, whether you need to spend money to do that, or you need to really leave that workplace and find another. So I hope you understand this, because negativity, if you are dealing with it on daily basis, it really exhausts you and it really leaves scars on you. So you just need to figure out that how much negativity you can ignore, and when the limits are crossed, and you know when things become unbearable, then you really need to fix it. And I think this is what life is, that we are sent here to really fix the things that are not working properly in our life. So I think that is the life, because there is no fixed format of the life. Here you have to deal with things that are not working well, and that are causing trouble to you, and all you have to do is to fix them. So for the same reason, I think God has sent us here, and to have that experience. So I hope you understood what I was trying to say. I have problem while speaking also, so I do not know how I sound while I speak. So please take care and keep practicing. Thank you for listening. Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna.